100 for 100 podcast, wherein I, the host of this little bit of business called 100 for 100, I took 100 movies that I think all movie watchers should watch at least once. I ranked them from 100 to 1 because that's when you have more than 3 of anything. You got to rank them. You got to list them somehow. And I accompanied each film with a 100-word review, which is how you get the name for this show, 100 for 100, and a podcast, which is what you're listening to right now in your ears. Yesterday, we talked about number 28 on our list, Apocalypse Now, directed by old Frank Ford Copes. Today, it's 27 on our list. 1982's The Thing. Directed by John Carpenter. I almost forgot to put this movie on the list. Something got bumped off. I'm not going to tell you what that something is, but something got bumped off to make sure that The Thing got accommodated for. Let's get into this 100-word review. Simultaneously, one of the best adaptations and one of the best remakes, Carpenter's The Thing sets the stage for the worst possible conditions in a horror film. Sub-zero temperatures and cut off from all communication. That is fucking terrifying. A research team in Antarctica, plagued by a parasite that can imitate other organisms. Paranoia runs rampant, and nobody is trustworthy. The practical effects of the film aid in its believability in bringing nightmares to life. With an ambiguous ending on par with some of the best finales in cinema, The Thing more than earns its spot as one of the best sci-fi horrors made. Yeah. I'm proud of that review. Not going to lie to you. I'm proud of that review because what I had written earlier was complete and utter trash, and I threw it out, and I was able to whip this bad boy up, and it is much better than the original one. So a little behind the curtain there. I'm proud of this one in particular. The Thing, man, look, I wanted to rewatch it because it's been a while to kind of jog my memory of events and things that happened. Unfortunately, I was not able to do so. It's been a couple years since I've seen it, but man, oh man. Kurt Russell as McCready, Wilford Brimley in there, Keith David and his Keith David voice are also in there. Just it's every horrible possible thing. Every possible condition that could be set up to make the worst possible condition overall, that's what you get in this movie. You got no communications. It's far below zero. You got this thing transforming into your friends and coworkers. You don't know who you can trust. It's not safe to go to sleep. So your mind's wonked out. You don't know who to trust. Your back is to the wall. Your hairs are up all the time. That it sounds exhausting. I would be the first person dead in this situation. And if I wasn't, that means I'm the second person dead. This movie, man, oh man, oh man. It is, we talked about Invasion of the Body Snatchers about, like 60 films ago. And how great it is for like the paranoia in that McCarthy's era, right? This is paranoia for a new generation, I think, because and they play into that factor, man. The wonky camera angles, it just keeps the audience also unsettled and off their toes at all times, much like the people in the film, right? The practical effects. We cannot talk about this movie without talking about practical effects. Now, when you're talking about practical effects in The Thing, you're really talking about one specific practical effect. All the practical effects are good. But when that comes to mind, there's only one, and it's the dog. And it's the organism transforming out of the dog. That is one of the most terrifying things I have ever seen in film, where I had to remind myself the first time I watched it, I'm watching a movie. This is just a great job by the makeup department. And it is, and the production department, it is absolutely bonkers, batshit insane. I don't even know what to talk about in this movie, man. The ending, you got to talk about the ending of this. Like, you haven't seen Keith David on screen in a while when he does pop up at the very end. So you don't know if he is the Thing or not. I'm pretty sure the focus stays on Kurt Russell. So you, the audience, you're fairly well aware that it's not Kurt Russell, but you don't know if it's Keith David or not. Keith David, who's been antagonistic as fuck this entire movie towards Kurt Russell and pretty much everybody, really, honestly. And they just decided, look, you go your way, I'll go my way. I'm fairly certain he's not the Thing. because they are both good with just them going their separate ways and and never running into each other again. So I'm fairly certain he's also not the Thing, but the fact that it is left ambiguous is amazing. I love endings like this. You're just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to think about this. If you have not checked out number 27 on our list, do yourself a favor and check that out. John Carpenter, I think John Carpenter's second greatest movie of all time, besides Escape from New York, The Thing.